She changed her name as often as she changed her story. Elizabeth Bigley, Jane Wardell, Ella Carson. But her greatest transformation? Cassie Chadwick, the woman who convinced America's banks that Andrew Carnegie was her secret father. Picture a quiet Cleveland parlour around 1900. A whisper, a forged signature, and a borrowed identity. That is all it took to unlock the modern equivalent of over $10 million. This is the true story of one of history's boldest con women. She was born on July 12th, 1857, in Streetsville, Ontario. Back then, just a quiet farm girl named Elizabeth Bigley. At 18, she married the boy next door. The marriage lasted 5 years. She was widowed young. By the late 1870s, she reappeared in Toronto as Jane Wardell, an heiress, she claimed, with a hidden past and mystery money. Over the next 10 years, she became Harriet Carter, Mrs. Smith, and finally, Cassie Chadwick. Each name came with forged documents, invented families, and a growing talent for persuasion. She faked accents, changed handwriting styles, and always hinted about money, just out of reach. But the masterpiece? That came in Cleveland. In 1898, as Cassie Chadwick, she entered Ohio's high society. She whispered to a judge, John S. Mack, that she had a secret. She was Andrew Carnegie's illegitimate daughter. According to her, he'd given her a letter, a promise of a $30 million inheritance. But it had to be kept quiet. The judge believed her. He even vouched for her to doctors and bankers. With his reputation backing her, Cassie walked into banks and walked out with fortunes. Union Trust in Cleveland, Merchants Bank in Boston, hundreds of thousands in loans, millions in today's money. She even bought a mansion on Euclid Avenue, where she threw lavish parties, wore diamond tiaras, and lived like the royalty she pretended to be descended from. But every con has an expiration date. In 1904, a banker named Thomas H. Matthews grew suspicious. He asked to see the original letter from Carnegie, and when he got it, he brought in the experts. Carnegie's teams immediately noticed the forgery. The handwriting was close, but not perfect. A private detective, Ira Mark, was hired to track her. He followed her from banks to boarding houses, collecting clues. But the truth was out. On August 15th, 1905, she was arrested in New York, extradited to Cleveland, and plastered on every newspaper in America. At her trial, she wore black and claimed innocence. She said she truly believed that Carnegie had written the letter. But the witnesses, the judge, the doctor, the banker, all said otherwise. She was found guilty, 14 years in prison. She served 8. Behind bars, she was quiet and subdued. She taught embroidery and went by new names again, Madame Boudoir and Mrs. Kelly. She was released in 1913, broke, ill, and invisible. She died of pneumonia just months later. Buried quietly, her grave unmarked, but her story, it still echoes through history. She wasn't just a forger. She was a master of identity, of ambition, of illusion. A woman who saw the walls of her world and asked, if I just pretend they aren't there. Subscribe for more tales of bold women, forgotten scandals, and the power of reinvention. Next time on Scandalous She, the woman who faked cancer and fooled the world, Belle Gibson. You won't want to miss it. Like and subscribe.